Hey Google, tell me a joke.
What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear.
Oh my God. So that guy right back there is my Google Home Mini. And if you follow these kind of smart home products closely, you'll realize that I did not say Google Nest Mini, which is actually the newer version released by Google a little while ago. This one is from a few years ago, and it's the original Google Home Mini. I bought it that Christmas because all the smart home devices were on sale, so I figured why not? I'm into technology, I want to have one of these things. And I'm still using it in 2021, so today I'm gonna go over the kind of uses I have for it and why these smart speakers are actually a little more long-lasting than you might think. So other than terrible jokes, there is actually a lot that this little Google Home Mini over here can still do. And I do use it pretty much on a daily basis when I'm here in the studio because it's just easy and it's fun. And I gotta be honest, I don't really have many other smart home devices. Like I don't have smart lights or smart wall outlets or anything like that. Door handles, door locks, anything like that. So anyway, for that kind of thing, I'm kind of out of the game. I don't really know what's going on. But the only thing I do have, which I still actually use this for, is I do have a Chromecast kind of hooked up behind this monitor. So when my laptop isn't plugged into it, the Chromecast is actually the default input. So if I'm just kind of here working in the studio / my bedroom, I'm not gonna bother hiding it at this point. I can just ask Google to throw some YouTube, some Netflix on the Chromecast. This isn't really a TV, it's a monitor, but I can ask Google to throw on some content just to have it on and watch it. Mostly when I'm just kind of working in the room, you can't really see it, but behind the camera there is actually a lot of things kind of everywhere. So there is a lot of work to do in here, just kind of keeping it clean, etc. So that's really nice to have. And in a similar vein, I can also just ask Google to play some music on Spotify. Now, I will tell you, I do own better speakers than the single upward firing driver that's in this kind of 360 degree form factor. Like honestly, the $30 Bluetooth speaker I have back here, the Anker Soundcore Mini, is probably better, even though it is the exact same kind of single speaker firing up, bounce off the ceiling nonsense. But to just have a quick couple of tunes on in the background, just throw something on shuffle, it's really easy to do. And it's just done with my voice. So, you know, if I'm just working at my desk and I just need a little bit of soft music in the background, like if I'm gonna bang out to some tunes, that's not the move. But if I just need something on quietly in the background, the Google Home Mini is still a great use. And I've integrated it with my Spotify, so that all still works absolutely fine. And it's a great experience. And as mentioned, I don't always do that when I'm listening to music in this room. There are other people around, kind of right next door actually, over here. So playing music on a speaker is not always possible or the best idea. So obviously I do have headphones that I use a lot of the time, but the speaker is still really nice to have. The next thing I use the Google Home Mini for is also pretty standard and pretty basic. It's actually my alarm clock. Now, you'll notice that it's right over here by my desk, so this is my bedroom, so that is why I use it as an alarm clock. It's in here. But there's kind of two reasons for that. One is I don't like lights when I'm sleeping. Like I literally have electrical tape on the orange LED on my soundboard over here. So having an alarm clock that has a bunch of light on it, like fluorescent, or not fluorescent, like those little 7-segment displays just glaring at you all night, not good for me. I'm a very light sleeper most of the time, probably because I have terrible sleeping habits, but that's kind of a topic for another day. So this as an alarm clock is really great. Now, obviously, it is vulnerable to internet outages, but I have finally fixed the internet around here. So that isn't a problem anymore. And I really haven't, I've never had a case where my alarm didn't go off. So that's really nice. And of course, added bonus, there is a music alarm integrated with whatever music service you're using. Again, in my case, Spotify. So I can ask it to play a song if I want that as my alarm clock. Normally I don't do that because then I just end up still sleeping. But anyway, that is something you can do. Now, kind of off on a little bit of a tangent here. there is no way for you to confirm that it's the right song until the alarm goes off. So you'll say the name of the song, it'll go, great, I'll play song X, and then it'll play song Z when you wake up, and you're just like, blah, what a start to the day. Now, my last kind of main use for it right now is probably the most obvious, and this is what most people use smart home for, just kind of on a whim. Random questions, and for me specifically, math, okay? So I do a lot of work at this desk, a lot of work, whether it's on this YouTube channel, school, personal projects, whatever. I am here a lot. So having a quick place to go, even though I do have 2 monitors, the screens fill up fast, let me tell you. So having just a quick way to ask a question instead of going over to a browser and typing it in is really easy. And also for math, if I have a quick math question or a geography question for that matter, mostly because I'm just a huge geography nerd, like you can see the world map up here on the wall. So anyway, that is just a really great use for it as well. The knowledge graph is good. It's not amazing. Like there are still things that stumps it, so that actually makes the process take longer. But of course, this is really never about the hardware, it's about the software. Google Assistant is probably the best assistant out there, kind of from a general knowledge standpoint. Siri is catching up. Cortana and Alexa and Bixby, we just don't talk about those on this channel. I'm sorry. I don't use Windows or any Amazon devices. Or a Samsung phone that supports Bixby. I did have a Samsung phone, but it did not have Bixby on it. So anyway, that's kind of my last main use for it, other than, you know, the rest of the stuff I've talked about. It's just random questions asking. So that's it. So this video may have seemed pretty wishy-washy, kind of like, oh, so you really don't have much use for it then. But here's the thing. I got this thing on sale for $40 4 years ago, I believe. 3 or 4 years ago, don't quote me on that, for Christmas. That's a really good deal. Like, you can spend that much on an alarm clock standalone. This is an alarm clock that has internet access, can play you stuff on a TV or monitor in this case, can play music for you, can ask your questions, answer your math questions, and tell you stupid jokes. So honestly, that's why these little mini speakers, just the mini ones specifically, are an amazing value. I've talked about this on the channel before, especially with Chromecast and things like that. You may have seen that was one of my very original videos from a couple of years ago. But that is kind of the gist of it. These things, they're not really much about the hardware at the low end. If you go for like a Google Home Max or a HomePod, then it is about the hardware, quite frankly. But at the low end, it's mostly about the software. And these things really don't need much. They're just plugged into the wall with a small wall charger, and they just need internet access. And they have marginal utility pretty much forever. Not forever, because they will eventually be not supported, but they are an incredible value. So just to have a couple of these lying around, I actually own 2 of them. This is the one that's in this room. It's just great to have, and there is a lot of use for them still, even though this isn't the most recent model. So thanks for watching this video, everyone. Probably went a little longer than I was planning, but we'll see in the edit, I guess. These speakers on the low end, really great. They're not going to blow you away with hardware, but the software is improving and there still is utility for them. So hopefully, you know, they don't listen to me all the time, and I'm still probably going to be using this thing for probably until it's unsupported, or like the voice recognition just is not even close to, you know, newer products. But anyway, just wanted to share my thoughts on these small little speakers. They do last a long time, as long as you're not beating them up, but if they're sitting in one place, they should be fine. Anyway, definitely, if you like this video, subscribe for more tech-focused videos like this every week. And you can also visit me on Twitter at KyleGNew and visit my website at kylenewcomb.com. Hey Google, tell me a joke.
What happens when a frog's car breaks? It gets towed.
Ugh, never fails to disappoint. Hey Google, tell me a joke.
Why does a duck have tail feathers? To cover its butt quack.
Oh, gross. Come on, Google. Hey Google, tell me a joke.
Why can't a bicycle stand on its own? It's too tired.
Oh. Hey Google, tell me a joke.
What do you call a shoe made out of a banana? A slipper.
Oh dear. Oh, never fails to impress. Thanks, Google.